Good morning, Paul here up on Emu Mountain, and we're continuing to read through Genesis chapter 26, where Isaac and his family have settled. From verse number 12, Isaac planted crops in that land, and the same year reaped 100-fold, because the Lord blessed him. The man became rich, and his wealth continued to grow until he became very wealthy. He had so many flocks and herds and servants that the Philistines envied him. So all the wells that his father's servants had dug in the time of his father Abraham, the Philistines stopped up, filling them with earth. Then Abimelek said to Isaac, "Move away from us, you have become too powerful for us." So Isaac moved away from there and encamped in the Valley of Gerar, where he settled. Isaac reopened the wells that had been dug in the time of his father Abraham, which the Philistines had stopped up after Abraham had died, and he gave them the same names as his father had given them. Isaac's servants dug in the valley and discovered a well of fresh water there. But the herders of Gerar quarrelled with those of Isaac and said, "The water is ours." So he named the well Esek, which means dispute, because they disputed with him. Then they dug another well, but they quarrelled over that one also. So he named that one Sitnah, which means opposition. He moved on from there and dug another well, and no one quarrelled over it. He named this one Rehoboth, which means room, saying, "Now the Lord has given us room, and we will flourish in the land." From there he went to Beersheba, and that night the Lord appeared to him and said, "I am the God of your father Abraham. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. I will bless you, and will increase the number of your descendants for the sake of my servant Abraham." Isaac built an altar there and called on the name of the Lord, and there he pitched his tent, and there his servants dug a well. Meanwhile, Abimelek had come to him from Gerar with Ahuzah, his personal advisor, and Philcol, the commander of his forces. And Isaac asked them, "Why have you come to me, since you were hostile to me and sent me away?" And they answered, "We saw clearly that the Lord was with you, so we said, there ought to be a sworn agreement between us and you. Let us make a treaty with you, that you will do us no harm, just as we did not harm you, but always treated you well and sent you away peacefully. And now you are blessed by the Lord." Isaac then made a feast for them, and they ate and drank. Early the next morning the men swore an oath to each other, and then Isaac sent them on their way, and they went away peacefully. That day Isaac's servants came and told him about the well that they had dug. They said, "We have found water." He called it Sheba, or oath. And to this day the name of the town has been Beersheba, which has been a very significant town in the history of modern civilization, especially since the Australian light horsemen rescued Beersheba from the Turkish army back in World War I, when they sent 800 horsemen galloping across the sands of the desert to capture Beersheba and to save the well that Isaac's servants had dug all those years before. Fascinating history, and it continues to this day. God is in charge. He's in charge of us. He's in charge of his people. He's in charge of Israel, the Holy Land. And we thank him for that. We just thank him and praise him. So fascinating stuff you can just dig out of the scriptures if you'll get in there and read it and let it get into you, so that you can be a blessing to those around you. So there you are, a little meditation from Emu Mountain this morning. God bless you. You have a great day. God be with you.